Hey Lori, so this is just a continuation of gathering information and the critical points. We kind of stopped midway because people started coming in, they had a meeting, so I had to stop things, and so we're going to continue with that. So the last thing we left off on was the needs, so the prioritizing the needs and figuring out what other needs you have. So I think we wrapped up with that part, right? So far, how does this feel? Like how, me gathering the information, do you feel like I'm asking too many questions?
Yeah,
do you feel like
no,
it's
not at all. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm glad you're asking because, I don't know, just the experience I've had before, it's like it doesn't feel like they listen much to what you have to say, or even, they kind of just come in with their thing and don't really ask, so it's nice to ask what I want.
Exactly, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to check in about that, and just make sure that you feel like you're being heard and I'm listening to you and all that kind of stuff. Because remember, you're driving this, and I want to make sure that you feel like you're empowered and all that good stuff. So I know we did talk about national supports, and I know we keep talking about them, but it's crucial to building the team and stuff. I know we had talked about your sister. I know she's local, but there are some barriers around that relationship and stuff. So can you see her being on the team possibly? Do you want her on the team? Do you want to build that relationship again, fix it? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know what the issue is between us. I mean, like I said before, I know, they weren't able to have kids, and I always kind of feel that, weird, I don't know, vibe. Maybe it's not even how she really feels. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking it's that, but I don't know. There's just not a closeness. You know what I mean? So it's not that I wouldn't want her on the team, but I mean, it's not exactly where our relationship is right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it'd be like, hey, come to our meeting.
It would be kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for me too because she's not all that involved. You know what I mean? But
Gotcha.
I don't really know what the issue is necessarily. I don't. So.
Okay. So, I mean, I've had kind of similar experience. It wasn't my sister, but it was actually my brother. And, we were close when we were younger and things were fine. And then all of a sudden it was kind of just we grew up, and you always hear those stories of as you grow up, you get closer to your siblings and stuff. Well, this was the exact opposite. It was all of a sudden, we weren't spending time with each other. He literally lived 5 minutes from my house. So it was that would have been perfect for my kids to, see him more and, be the uncle that, I envisioned that he would be. So, I mean, I understand how things can kind of just go their separate ways and not even understand what happened. Was there a big fight that I'm forgetting about that it wasn't that big to me in my eyes? So something that I actually did, I felt weird calling him or texting him out of the blue. So I wrote him a letter actually. And, I put it in the mailbox and, or, the mailman, and it was in his mailbox and stuff. And, just kind of put it all out there hey, I miss you. That was pretty much the, the running theme for the whole thing. I miss you. I don't know what happened to us. Do you want to meet up? Maybe we can get coffee or something and just talk about it because I'm lost. I don't know what happened and, life is short and all that kind of stuff. So, that's just something that, worked for me. So with you and your sister, I mean, what route would you want to take? Do you feel comfortable calling her? Do you feel comfortable writing a text message, an email? There's so many different ways to communicate these days that you have options if that is something that you want to do. I don't want to push this on you.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably lean towards trying to sit and talk there. I don't know. Maybe it's just a matter of just airing it out. You know what I mean? To a degree, it's not like we had a big fight, but just kind of. I don't know. It's just I think there maybe is some things that just haven't been said. You know what I mean? And maybe we just need to kind of air it out and see. You know what I mean? Because I do want to be closer. I mean, I don't know if they're going to adopt. I don't really she doesn't really share these kind of things, but. Even if not, I want her to be involved with the girls, you know what I mean? They love her and, when she's around. So, I mean, I definitely would be, I would probably sit and talk with her.
Yeah, okay. So what support do you need from me, around this? Would you want me to be there when you call, or?
No, I mean, I think that would be awkward, but even maybe just, like, I don't know, maybe we could just talk, like, before I talk with her, just to kind of come up with, like, just some ideas of what to talk about, or how, you know what I mean, how to say it. I don't know. That it would just, I guess that'd be the hardest part, is just knowing how to start the conversation. Like, what to, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I mean, that would be helpful.
All right, so maybe we'll talk beforehand and kind of throw some ideas out there to figure out, like, how this conversation should even start, and, you know, depending on how it goes, like, she may hang up the phone, like, what do we do in that case, or, you know, just to kind of talk that through, that would probably
because I think part of it is, like, I'm the older sister, you know what I mean? So, she's younger than me, she's married, but it's like, I think she kind of, I don't know, I don't even know if we could have a total sister, because it's kind of, I think she looks at me like, you know, I don't know.
Right.
I think she feels like my parents pay more attention to me, you know what I mean? Because I have the girls, which might be somewhat, it seems like it, but it's not my fault, you know what I mean, that I have kids, and I mean, they have grandkids, so then you can't not acknowledge that, you know what I mean? But, so we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, I can talk to her and see.
Okay, alright. Because, I mean, they sound like they're barriers, and who knows what she's thinking. She could be thinking something totally different. Because I know you said she used to watch the girls a few years ago. And so, I mean, that, who knows, she may feel like, you know, you were kind of using her, or, because I've had that experience as well, you know. I told you I'm a single mom, and I have 3 kids, and the same thing happened with my mom, actually, which is kind of like, okay, it's my mom. I feel like I should be able to, you know, not use her, but use her ability to watch my kids, and her time. She has a lot of free time, but she, you know, flat out told me, like, hey, I feel like I'm being used. I never see you. I never spend time with you.
Right.
It's always about the kids, and so, I mean, that, you know, I'm just throwing it out there because I've been there, done that, so maybe that could be something, but who knows? Let's just be open to the conversation, and if it is something like that, we could talk about, you know, the relationship. It's give and take, and it's got to be reciprocal, and all that stuff. So that could be a conversation we have later if that comes to pass. Okay. All right. So we'll talk about that beforehand, and we can figure out, you know, towards the end of our meeting here today, you know, when we want to meet next, and when do you want to, you know, talk about it before you make the phone call and all that stuff. Does that sound good? Okay. All right. So, I mean, I feel like I've gathered a lot of information today. Does it feel like you shared a good bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, you know, I've wrote all my notes and stuff, and I'll go back to the office, type it all up, and send it to Terry, the facilitator, and she'll use it to help plan around, you know, all of our planning meetings. So she'll use the strengths that we've talked about. So I don't want you to be like, oh, how does she know that? We share that information, and, you know, we just share all that kind of stuff, that whatever's going to be in the SNCD, it's kind of, you know, open for the family to read first, and then, because you'll give us the rights to say, like, hey, this is correct, this is right, you'll sign it. I'll show it to you the next time we meet, probably, or maybe the next time we meet, we'll show you that, because that'll be right before the first planning meeting. So, but it's a crucial part of our process is the SNCD and showing, you know, all that information. So, so with the meeting, our actual, you know, first team meeting, there's a lot of brainstorming that happens. So I know you got a little piece of that at the orientation, because we brainstorm around the crisis stabilization plan, the Band-Aid plan. But it may look, it is going to look a lot different now that we're in a kind of formal setting with the plan. There'll be a board, a whiteboard up front, or not whiteboard, but one of those, whatchamacallit? The flip chart, exactly. I was going to say the Post-it, but I couldn't think. The flip chart. So, you know, and everyone will have like agendas, so everyone kind of keep track of where we are, and so when I say formal, it's kind of like that. It doesn't mean you have to dress up or anything. It's going to be here, and it's going to be comfortable, but it's a little bit more, you know, down to business. Let's plan. But, you know, we really like to connect the strengths that, you know, you've talked about today to any needs that you have. So, you know, talking about age appropriate, you know, knowing what's right, what's wrong, trying to get ideas of, you know, about the girls. We can always talk about, like, the strengths that you are already doing, you're already using, you already have, and then building on that to, figure out how we can better understand that need, and we break it down to a measurable goal. So, we're not going to see changes overnight. I don't want you to think like, oh, we're going to come in and fix things, but slowly we start chipping away at the need that you have. And we've seen a lot of, success with doing it this way. It's a smaller, taking smaller chunks, and, it just seems like it benefits the family, it benefits the process. So does that sound like something that you would be interested in moving forward? Okay. We also, we'll brainstorm for more natural supports like we've talked about today. And I know we've talked, we've brainstormed, but in the group setting, we'll probably brainstorm a little bit more because we're not going to be in place, forever. We've talked about that. But we always see, when natural supports are involved and when they, build a team around you, that's when the most success will happen. And you'll be able to have other people to lean on when times get hard or situations. And hopefully, if things, go well with the conversation with your sister and she starts coming to our meetings, I get to meet her. Right. I can tell her about my skills that I have, and she can support you. Because it sounds like that's something that you would be interested in, definitely. Like long term. Yeah. So those are different options that can kind of come out of this. So how does this all sound?
Sounds good, yeah.
Does it sound overwhelming? Like, I don't want to overwhelm you.
No, it doesn't. Okay. I think I'm getting a little bit better of a picture of, kind of what we're going to be doing or whatever. But, yeah, I think it'll be good.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
All right, nice. All right, so let's set a date so we can review the S&C day. So we'll review that next week at some point. You tell me. And then the first planning meeting, and we could actually get a date for when you want to talk about, your sister and the conversation around that. We could actually do that at the same meeting if you want to. Talk about that and, prepare for the team meeting. And that's when you can review the S&C day. And let me know if things are right, things are wrong, you want to change the wording on things. I mean, it's your document, so I want you to do whatever, mark it up if you want, whatever you want.
So is there anything else I have to do, like right now, just because I'm forgetful? There's so many things going on right now. I just don't know. Like, is there anything I have to do before the next meeting, or I'm just...
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I want you to start thinking about more natural supports. I mean, that's something that can always be in the back of your mind. Different ways that you want to approach talking to your sister. Because I don't know your sister, so I don't know, the best way to approach the conversation. But these are things that you can start thinking about, and when we meet, we'll, really dive into it and go more in detail with it.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right, so when would you like to meet next week?
I could do Tuesday at 10.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so we'll go over the S&C day, and we'll talk about the conversation with your sister, and get ready for our first planning meeting. All right. Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it going.
All right, thanks, Dawn.
Thanks.